So in previous lecture, we discussed one of the applications of solar energy, that is solar air heater, and the differences between or distinct features of solar air heater as compared to solar water heater were explained. In case of solar air heater, you find that the passages are much like the larger in size, or the area is much big, area for the flow is much bigger, as well as you need more area of exposure between the air and the hot metal surface. And then we discussed about one of the applications of solar air heater, which is space heating, that is opposite to air cooling or air conditioning. In winter, particularly at winter nights, one may need uh, air heating or space heating. So a solar air collector or solar air heater may be used for that purpose. But the system may need some additional features like storage, because you want to utilize it during the off sunshine hours, and some additional components like three-way dampers, etc. May also be used. So various possible designs of solar air heater and solar water heater, the sectional view of various designs are shown. This is not to say that these are the only possible designs. There could be even more varieties possible. This is just to highlight you a few of the possible designs. And then there was one video shown, and I already given the recording of that session. The video that was shown to you was different from what you will find in the video uploaded on my channel. Uh, so in that one, uh, uh, like a person is fabricating his own solar air heater, and showing the demonstration of temperature, etc. So that also showed different features of air heater, nicely explained the different design features of an air heater. So you can even watch that video. Okay. So now let us start talking about a different application, not very much different. Solar air heater, when you say you are heating the air, and this hot air may also be used, one of the applications of hot air, the way it was used for space heating. The another application can be for the drying purpose, drying of a product. Now this product, so the moisture content in that product is high, and you want to remove moisture from that product. There could be different reasons for that. One of the reasons could be to increase the life of the product. Second, to reduce the weight of the product so that it can be transported much easily, and then the final product, which is to be used, may have less moisture content, so you want to remove that. So there could be some industrial application of solar air dryer also, but it is even more suited for various agricultural products, because the solar dryer can be made in comparatively small sizes also, so that a small farmer can also afford it, and and use it for his own purpose. So here we are focusing on the drying of agricultural products or crops. So the age-old method of drying of various agricultural products or crop is to go for open sun drying. That is, the product is kept in open in the sun, or many times in the shaded area, and and by exposing it to the atmospheric air, the moisture is removed. There are certain limitations of this type of drying, which are listed here. So one of them is that the product gets spoiled. There are chances that there may be like sudden rain, unpredicted rain, as well as high wind, etc. And sometimes it may become again too moist, then the product will not get dried early, and dust contamination could also be there. Then another is loss of produce due to birds and animals, because you are keeping it in open, so they can have easy access to it. Then deterioration of the harvested crops due to putrefaction, insect attacks, and fungi. Right? You are not able to protect it from these effects. Then apart from this, process is labor intensive and time consuming, and it also requires a large area for spreading the produce out to dry, because the ambient temperatures are not high. You cannot control the ambient temperature as well as humidity, and so most of the times, and you are again not able to stack them. That is, you cannot have multiple levels height wise, so you have to keep it normally on a horizontal plane only. So it's going to it will need a very large area. To overcome many of these disadvantages or limitations of open sun drying, one can go for solar drying. Solar drying technology has developed quite a bit now, and those equipments offer an exceptional method that can process the vegetables and fruits in clean, disinfected, and hygienic conditions to a national and international standards. Right? So you need the quality up to a standard. So many times it is to be exported. So you need to meet the standards, the national or international standards also. Then the energy consumption most of the times is negligible. Right, so only energy consumption that many times done is running a fan, though you can have a natural convection as well as you can create natural draft with the help of chimney, but many times a fan is also used, but the energy consumption of these fans, particularly when they are efficient, is not very high. And again, it can be made a standalone system. What it means is that you can or grid independent system. So what it means is that you can use solar photovoltaic panels to run those fans, and these panels are not very costly now. So it's a good alternative to use solar energy itself, solar photovoltaic panels, for running the fans required in a solar air heater or solar dryer. Then it uses optimum energy and time and occupies less area, right? Less footprint or less area in or less total ground area is required, as you can stack them uh, at multiple levels. And because you can produce air at somewhat higher temperature, the time required, the total time required for drying can be reduced, and this is how you can reduce the time required. It makes the process more efficient and protects from the environment, right? So you can isolate it a bit from the outside conditions, and that is how you can protect it from the outside conditions if they are not favorable. So various configurations or various possible ways of arranging or making the solar dryer were shown to you earlier also. So the dryer can be an active dryer or it can be passive dryer. When we say active dryer, there is always a fan in that, right? As you can see, this fan here. Okay, so in all of these, the active systems, there will be a fan which will be either drawing the air or pushing the air, right? So it is induced draft here, it is drawing the air, and it is forced draft here and here. So it is pushing the air into the dryer. So that's an active system. When you are talking about passive system, you are not using any fan. So it is almost not using any electrical power. But most of the times you will need some positive air draft to overcome the pressure drops and to have like required amount of air flowing into the system. So you may need you may put a chimney for that purpose. Of course, in these passive systems, you cannot control the movement or the quantity or flow rate of air. So it may not be sometimes a favorable thing, because in case the temperatures increase, that may damage the product. Okay. So nowadays the fans are the fan power required is not very high, and again solar photovoltaic panels are not very costly. So it may be a good idea to use a fan and have controlled flow of air through the dryer. Okay. And then there are other ways of classifying the dryers. So it can be direct type or indirect type or mixed mode type. So when you say direct type, the product which is to be dried is directly exposed to the sun. As you can see, like when a single line is drawn, that is a mirror. So the air, the radiation, solar radiation, can pass through this mirror and directly reach the product, right? So it is an direct type or integral type of dry. So these broader arrows show the solar radiation coming on the various surfaces. And in this one also, as you can see, this is again the product is directly exposed to the solar radiation. Then it can be indirect type. It means that you are not keeping the product under direct solar radiation. Sometimes the direct solar radiation changes the quality or the color of the product, right? So it may not be preferable to expose it directly to the sun. So in that case, you may put it in a closed chamber, and you can allow hot air to pass through that and take away moisture from the product which is kept on the shelves here. Okay, so that is indirect type, which can be again the forced draft or the active mode or passive mode. So here the hot air is entering in a closed chamber which is not having any direct solar radiation. So that is indirect type. Then the mixed mode is you are preheating the air and also allowing the radiation to fall directly on the product, and you are drying the product. So that is mixed mode, right? So this is the mixed mode and passive type in that. Okay, so these are the different classifications, ways of classifying the solar air dryer. And then different agriculture products may need different drying temperatures, which is listed in this table. And the initial moisture content in percentage, as well as the final moisture content after drying, is also shown. So you can see many of the product have moisture content as high as 70 and 80 and even 85%, right? So and even 95. And then the dried should have much lower moisture content. Okay. So that there is a percentage wise lot of water to be removed, and solar air dryer could be a, a, a good choice for this. And again, the temperature to which it can be exposed, the maximum temperature to which it can be exposed, are also shown. So many times these temperatures are not very high temperatures. Okay, many of the product, the temperature need to be low, and so you don't need to produce a very high temperature, except a few where you may go up to 75 degrees Celsius temperature, right? So higher the temperature, faster the drying would be. But then it may damage the product. So you have to always limit the temperature to which you can expose it. Right, and this table just gives you a few temperatures which might be important while designing a solar collector. Right, so germs are generally killed beyond 50 degrees Celsius temperature. So if you expose a product to temperature higher than that, generally the germs get killed, and that is how you can increase the life of the product. So then there are certain other applications like water pasteurization, that is killing the microbes in the water, then the food pasteurization, and cooking. So that is about the solar cooker, right? So these temperatures might be important while designing different solar collectors. It's not very specific to the solar air dryer, or rather solar dryer. So now I'm showing you one video where an Indian institute has designed a solar dryer, and it is particularly made for farmers, and it is explaining the advantages, as well as it shows the all construction details, as well as the functioning, as well as even the how control can be done. In that video you will be able to understand all different features and the operation features or operating procedure of the solar air dryer. So I'm going to play that video, but just before that, though this chart may not be familiar to you, you can have a look at it. What it is basically showing is, on the horizontal axis, the dry bulb temperature, or what you call temperature, is shown, and here it is absolute humidity in grams of water per meter cube of air. So the ambient air, let's say, is at this condition A. It means, let's say, it is at 30 degrees Celsius, and the absolute humidity is somewhere around 25 grams per meter cube. Okay, so that many grams of water is available or is existing per meter cube of air. Okay, so this what is this showing? Process AB. The process AB is showing the heating of air. So if you have an air preheater, okay, something similar to this one, right? So what is happening here in this portion is air temperature is increasing. So you provided a glass, and there is a blackened surface here, and the air is entering, ambient air is entering, and its temperature is increasing. So when the temperature is increasing, but the moisture content is not changing, so it is moving on this horizontal line. Now these curved lines show relative humidity, and you may not understand the perfect meaning of what it means, but relative, you might have heard this word relative humidity, or RH, relative humidity. So what it means is that when you say 100% relative humidity, the air is saturated with water. So in monsoon, your relative humidity will be very high, because the air is nearly saturated with water and cannot contain more water. So when the RH is low, that air has more capability or higher capability to absorb moisture. So when you are increasing the temperature, you are increasing the capability. You are decreasing the relative humidity. As you can see, it started with around 80%, and at B it is even less than 40%, right? So the capability of air to absorb moisture has increased, and then you are exposing the product to this air. So because there is a potential difference, the water vapor pressure difference between air and that on the surface of the product is high, it starts absorbing the moisture from the product. And when it starts absorbing the moisture, what actually is happening is the latent, the sensible heat is converted to latent heat. Water, the product has water, you can say it is in liquid form, and then when it enters into air, it is in vapor form. So it in other words, it is evaporation process. So in this evaporation process, basically it is the latent heat which is provided, and the water becomes free and comes out as vapor. So when that happens, where is the heat coming from? It is coming from the sensible heat of air. So air temperature should reduce as the moisture content increases. As it takes away moisture from the product, its moisture content is increasing, but the temperature is decreasing. So that line is shown here, BC. So that is the path on which the air will move. Its temperature will again start decreasing because it is starting to give away that heat to convert liquid water into vapor. And ideally it should come out at 100% RH, but that is not the case. You are not able to achieve 100% RH air, so you have to stop somewhere in between. So this expresses the process of air heating and what happens to air in the uh, solar dryer. Okay. Now I will start this video. You can watch this video, and it is, I think, very easy to understand. It is even it is in Hindi, so it is even easier to understand. And then maybe I would expect you to write a short note on what was explained in that video, of course in English, right? And then you can submit it to me. So I start the video now. As I told, it is made for farmers, and he is explaining a particular product that they have developed. It's a government agency which has developed the solar dryer for agricultural products.
नमस्कार किसान भाई और बहनों, मेरा नाम डॉक्टर राजीव अग्रवाल, पर्यावरण विभाग, डॉक्टर यशवंत सिंह परमार, दैनिक वानिकी विश्वविद्यालय नौणी से बोल रहा हूँ। आज मैं आपको सोलर ड्रायर के बारे में जानकारी देना चाहता हूँ। सोलर ड्रायर, इसका उपयोग सब्जी, फल, बीज, औषधीय पदार्थ तथा घरेलू उत्पाद को सुखाने के लिए उपयोग में लाया जाता है। आमतौर पे हम लोग जितने भी हमारे उत्पाद होते हैं, फसल होती है, उसको हम खुली धूप में सुखाते चले आ रहे हैं सदियों से। लेकिन उसमें क्या होता है कि उसकी जो गुणवत्ता होती है बहुत कम होती है, क्योंकि उसमें धूल, मिट्टी, कीटाणु, पक्षी और बेमौसमी बारिश तथा जो आजकल जंगली जानवर हैं उनसे भी बहुत ज़्यादा खतरा हो गया है। उसके कारण जो है उसकी गुणवत्ता जो काफ़ी कम हो जाती है और आपको जो है बाजार में भाव उसका कम मिलता है। सोलर ड्रायर में हम लोगों ने इस चीज़ का ध्यान रखा है कि हम इस चीज़ को इनसे बचाएं ताकि इसकी गुणवत्ता अच्छी बने और आपको बाजार में जो मूल्य है वो अधिक मिले। इसमें दो पार्ट होते हैं। एक भाग है जिसमें हम सूर्य द्वारा हवा को गर्म करते हैं और उस गर्म हवा को हम कक्ष में लेके जाते हैं जिसमें कि ट्रे लगी हुई हैं। ट्रे को हम बाहर करते हैं, उसमें पदार्थ रखते हैं तथा ट्रे को बंद करके हम इसको छोड़ देते हैं। आमतौर पे हम देखते हैं कि जब हम खुली धूप में सुखाते हैं तो कभी कभी हम बीच में उसको हिलाते रहते हैं ताकि वो जो पदार्थ है वो पूरी तरह से सूख जाए। इसी तरह से हम सोलर ड्रायर में क्या करते हैं कि कभी कभी बीच में आके ट्रे को हिला देते हैं। उससे क्या होता है कि जो पदार्थ है वो पूरी तरह से सूख जाता है। इसमें क्या होता है कि जो हमारे सूर्य की किरणें हैं उससे हवा गर्म होती है और हवा गर्म जो है वो कक्ष में जाती है, उससे पदार्थ जो है सूख जाता है तथा हमने पीछे पंखे दिए हैं जिससे कि नमी है वो उसको बाहर लेता है। इसमें जो हमारी सुखाने की जो समय होता है वो कम होता है तथा सूखे पदार्थ की गुणवत्ता बहुत अच्छी, इसमें वही कलर होता है, वही रंग होता है जो पहले होता था। इसमें जो पौष्टिक तत्व हैं वो नष्ट नहीं होते हैं, जिससे कि ये खाने में इसका जो टेस्ट है, जो स्वाद है वो भी अच्छा होता है और इसका जो बाजार में आपको अधिक मूल्य मिलता है। आपने देखा होगा कि जो कोविड-19 के कारण जो लॉकडाउन हुआ है, लॉकडाउन में क्या था कि आपकी फसल खराब हो गई थी, आप इसको बाजार में नहीं ले जा पा रहे थे तथा आज काफी नुकसान हुआ। अगर ये सोलर ड्रायर आप लगाते तो इसमें उन फसलों को सुखाया जा सकता था तथा उनको पैकेट में बंद करके जब मार्केट में अच्छा रेट मिलता तो आप उसको बेच सकते थे, जिससे कि आपकी आमदनी होती और आपके जो फसल है वो नष्ट भी नहीं होती। इसमें जो सुखाने का जो तरीका है ये है, ये ट्रे दी गई है, इस ट्रे में हम लोग पदार्थ को रखते हैं, जैसे कि इसमें पदार्थ रखा हुआ है, इसको स्लाइस की तरह काटना है और इसको एक ही लेयर में, सिंगल लेयर में होना चाहिए, एक के ऊपर एक नहीं आना चाहिए, सिंगल लेयर में होना चाहिए ताकि इसमें से हवा भी निकले और जो इसकी जो नमी होगी वो पंखे, जो हमने यहाँ पंखा लगा रखा है, ये इसकी जो नमी है इसको ये बाहर कर लेगा। इसमें हमने तापमान को नियंत्रण करने के लिए एक प्रणाली दी गई है, जिसके कारण जो इसका जो तापमान है वो अधिक नहीं होता है। आमतौर पे हम लोग इसको 60 डिग्री टेम्परेचर पे रखते हैं, जिसके कारण क्या है कि पदार्थ जो अच्छी तरह सूख जाता है और सही समय पे उसको सूख जाता है। अगर किसी भी जगह पे अगर तापमान 60 डिग्री से ऊपर चला जाता है तो हमने इसमें कोड दिया हुआ है, उसके कारण जो पंखा अपने आप चल पड़ता है और तापमान नीचे आ जाता है तथा आपका जो पदार्थ है वो नष्ट नहीं होता है। इसमें एक बात और ध्यान देने वाली बात है कि जब आप खुली धूप में इसको सुखाते हैं तो सुबह आप इसको बाहर लेके आते हैं, शाम को आप इसको फिर अंदर लेके जाते हैं। लेकिन सोलर ड्रायर में क्या है कि जब आपने पदार्थ को एक बार इसमें रख दिया है तो इसको बार बार अंदर बाहर ले जाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है। जब ये सूख जाएगा 2-3 दिन के बाद आप इसको बीच में देखते रहें, जब सूख जाएगा तो इसमें जो है आप इसको निकाल सकते हैं। लेकिन जो आपकी देखभाल करने की जो लेबर थी, जो समय आप इसमें जो लगाते थे, वो आपका वो इसमें नहीं लगेगा और उस समय को आप अपनी फसल के अपनी खेतों में इस्तेमाल, अपने खेतों में काम कर सकते हैं। इसका जो मूल्य है लगभग 35 से 40 हजार रुपये आता है, क्योंकि इसकी क्षमता है वो 30 से 40 किलो एक बार की है। तो अगर ये छोटा भी अगर बनाना चाहते हैं तो उसमें लागत जो उसकी कम हो जाती है। ये आसानी से कारपेंटर, जो आपके आसपास के जो कारपेंटर है उनको बना सकते हैं तथा इसका जो सामान है वो सारा जो है हार्डवेयर जो है उसका सारा उस दुकान से मिल जाता है और ये आसानी से बनाया जा सकता है। इसमें इसकी 10 साल तक तो ये खराब नहीं होता है, क्योंकि इसमें हमने सारा इसको शीट से क्लोज किया है, तो इसमें कोई खराब चीज़ नहीं होती है। और जो पदार्थ होता है उसको आप पॉलीथीन पैक में अच्छी तरह से पैक करें। अच्छी तरह से पैक करने के साथ साथ एक छोटी मशीन आती है, 2-3 हजार रुपये की मशीन आती है, उससे आप इसको पैक कर देंगे तो ये 5 जब आपको अच्छा रेट मिले मार्केट में तो उसमें आप इसको अगर मार्केट में बेचने जाएंगे तो आपको उसमें अधिक मूल्य मिलेगा और आपकी जो फसल है वो नष्ट भी नहीं होगी। किसान भाइयों, मैं एक चीज इसमें और बताना चाहता हूँ कि अभी जो हम इसे जो पंखे हैं वो बिजली से चला रहे हैं, तो लेकिन अगर हम इसको सोलर चलाना चाहते हैं तो हमारे को सोलर पैनल लगाना पड़ेगा और इसमें बैटरी लगानी पड़ेगी, जिससे कि इसकी कीमत जो है बढ़ सकती है। इसमें हमने जो कारपेंटर के उनको हमने ट्रेनिंग दी है, उनको 7 दिन की ट्रेनिंग दी है, जिससे कि वो सोलर ड्रायर बना सकते हैं। आपके अपने एरिया में बना सकते हैं, हम आपको उसका नाम और उनका पता आपको दे सकते हैं, जिससे आप उनको बनवा सकते हैं। इसमें आप देखिए कि जिस तरह की फल हैं हमारे, जैसे आपके खुमानी है, पलम है, आड़ू है, सेब है, अनारदाना है, कोई भी फल है आपका, हमने इसमें आम भी सुखाए हैं, जो पके आम है वो भी सुखाए हैं। इसमें 3 दिन में हमारा जो जून के महीने में हम 3 दिन में जो है पका आम भी इसमें सुखाया है। तो इसमें सभी प्रकार के फल सुखाए जाते हैं। सब्जियां हैं जैसे टमाटर है, गोभी है, शिमला मिर्च है, कोई सब्जियां आप भी सुखाते हैं। हमने बढ़िया इसमें बहुत सुखाई है, बढ़िया है, पापड़ है और कोई भी जैसे पुदीना है, धनिया है, ये कोई चीज आप इसमें सुखा सकते हैं। उस जगहों पे सोलर ड्रायर लगा चुके हैं, जिसमें प्रकार के लोग जो है अपने पदार्थ इसमें सुखा रहे हैं। ये जो ड्रायर है ये हमने एक परियोजना के अंतर्गत विकसित किया है, जो भारत सरकार की साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी डिपार्टमेंट ने हमें दिया था, उसमें हमने इसको विकसित किया है तथा उन्होंने ही उस परियोजना के अंतर्गत हमने 10 सोलर ड्रायर जो है उसमें लगाए थे और जो बाकी के जो 10 सोलर ड्रायर हैं वो हमने किसानों ने खुद उसके लिए अपने पैसे जो है उसको दिए हैं। इसमें जो है अगर हम इसका साइज जो छोटा करना चाहते हैं तो साइज छोटा किया जा सकता है, जिससे कि लागत में कमी आएगी। अगर इसको बड़ा बनाना चाहते हैं तो इसको बड़ा भी बनाया जा सकता है, तो उसमें थोड़ी लागत जो बढ़ जाती है। और इसमें एक बार में आप अगर थोड़ी थोड़ी चीज भी सुखाना चाहते हैं तो इसमें ट्रे है, उसमें अलग ट्रे में आप अलग पदार्थ रख सकते हैं, जिससे कि एक साथ आपके कई तरह के पदार्थ जो सुखाए जाते हैं। वो ये घरेलू उपयोग में भी लाया जा सकता है, जैसे घर में हम लोग अपनी सब्जियां सुखाते रहते हैं, जो हमारा बचा सामान रहता है उसको सुखाते रहते हैं, उसी प्रकार से अगर इसमें सुखाएंगे तो उसकी गुणवत्ता अच्छी बन रहेगी, खराब नहीं होगा, तथा इसमें किसी प्रकार की देखभाल करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी। इसमें अगर किसान भाइयों ने अगर इस सोलर ड्रायर को बनवाना हो तो वो हमारे से संपर्क कर सकते हैं। और जो हम अगर आप जिस जगह पर रह रहे हैं, हम उसी जगह के जो कारपेंटर हैं उनके नाम हमारे पास हैं, हम उनको कह सकते हैं कि भाई आप इस जो है इस घर में आप सोलर ड्रायर लगा सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर आपने हमसे बनवाना है तो हमारे जो ट्रेन कारपेंटर हैं जो हमारे प्रोजेक्ट में काम करते थे वो भी इसको बना के दे सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको इसका जो खर्चा है वो यहाँ से वहाँ ले जाने के लिए वो उसको वहन करना पड़ेगा।
So I think the video very nicely explained what are the difference. Like you could see in front the solar air heater, and then a small piece duct connecting the solar air heater with the chamber, and
ताकि इसमें
as well as this portion which is where you are keeping the product in shelves, and the fans which are put to like to create the draft of air or make the air to pass through the heater, air heater, and then the product, right? And how the like with the help of the fan you can like you can have an extra fan which draws more air if the temperature is increasing beyond a certain temperature. So different features of a solar dryer as well as the application was nicely explained in this video. Still, if you have some queries related to this video, you can ask me in the comment section in the Teams, and I will reply to that. Okay, so this was all about solar dryer. Now, in this subject, we are not able to take many examples because of like many subjects which you need knowledge of various subjects which is not already taught to you. For example, the subject of heat and mass transfer is a very important subject which will be required to do certain numericals. But still, after the theory portion of this chapter is finished, I will try to take a few examples on various devices or like whatever is possible. Okay, so now let's talk about the next application of solar energy, and that is for solar cooking. Now this LPG stove and LPG as the fuel is one of the most common thing which is used for cooking nowadays. But then even LPG has certain limitation. Finally, it's a fossil fuel, and the fossil fuels are not going to last forever. In addition to that, it also produces finally carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, and it also creates local pollution. So the remedy, possible remedy to LPG or replacement of LPG perhaps is a solar cooker. And there are many areas, particularly rural areas, where even LPG is not that common. They may find the cost of the LPG to be high, and for them, solar cooker can be a good replacement, and not a complete replacement, but at least it can in partly reduce the burden of LPG fuel or LPG usage. So here the advantages of solar cooking are listed down. Solar cooking is environmentally beneficial as no pollutants are generated. Again, in villages, it is common to use wood or to use the agricultural waste as fuel. Now, when the wood is used, you are cutting the trees in the and when wood is burned or even agriculture waste is burnt, you are producing carbon dioxide. So if you can use solar cooking, then it is much more beneficial to the environment. Now, cooking is generally slower in solar cookers, so you may call it a disadvantage, but then because of solar cooking, particularly in the non-concentrating type of cooker, the nutrients are retained better. And because it is slow cooking, again, it is normally unattended cooking. That is, you don't need to stand to see that the food is not burnt, or the stirring of the food also may not be required because the cooking is slow. So even if it is unattended and you keep it in the cooker for a long period of time, generally the temperatures do not rise to a value where it is going to damage or it is going to burn the fuel. So that also can be called one of the advantages. Then millions of people in the world, particularly women, spend hours together to gather firewood for cooking. Okay, so this is still common in rural areas and remote areas. Many of the fuel scarce regions in the world are rich in solar radiation. They can save time and hard work by using solar energy. It is well known that most of the thickly populated countries from the developing part of the world, so many of the countries in the tropical region, the Asian countries and the African countries, they are blessed with abundant solar radiation with mean daily illumination intensity in the range of 5 to 7 kilowatt hour per meter square. So if you like take 1 meter square area in a day, the solar energy which is falling on that area can be in the range of 5 to 7 kilowatt per hour in those areas, kilowatt hour per meter square area. And this is considered to be a high amount of solar radiation or solar insolation. And it becomes feasible to use solar energy for various purposes in these regions. And again, the number of sunny days are also high in these regions. So different applications of solar energy as well as solar cooking is a feasible option. The traditional cooking, many times done on this chula, is unhealthy for women because of the smoke and the pollutants coming out of that. So that is called indoor air pollution, and that is detrimental to the health of the person who is cooking. So solar cooker is completely clean method of cooking and can be free, can free the women of such drudgery and help them to get extra time for other productive activities. And solar cookers can be used for pasteurization. This is another application, application other than the like preparing food. It is for the pasteurization of water, right? So that is nothing but killing the bio impurities of like available in or which is there in water many times and also in milk, and this reduces the chances of cholera like disease which spreads due to contaminated water.